And then we go to housing. Of course, the red tape that prevents housing construction is wonderful news for millionaire mansion owners because it drives up the value of their real estate while making the young, the poor, and the renters much worse off. A huge wealth transfer from the working class to the super wealthy. Mr. Datchus, can you comment on what the $600,000 of extra governmental costs in Vancouver to build a house, or the $250,000 in Toronto to build a house, what that will do to poor and working class people who are trying to aspire to the dream of home ownership?
Let me put those numbers in the context of some of the broader debates that we've seen around the world over the last 60 plus years. I think about wealth inequality. You think of the findings that you've seen around the world of more wealthier people getting richer and richer. If you look at the trend around the world, the increase in housing costs has driven almost all of that. And so this broad societal problem that we think is fundamental to so many things is fundamentally a housing issue. And that's just on the wealth inequality side. Studies in the United States have shown that the increase in housing regulations there have been one of the single most important detractors from U.S. economic growth.
Right. And what you have is what I call a snob mob. These are the very wealthy aristocratic elite who already own houses in these leafy, beautiful neighborhoods and want to keep everyone else out. And so they lobby against construction of new housing to drive up their own home prices and prevent the poor and the working class from ever having a home. And this is happening mostly in uber progressive towns like in the States and San Francisco, but it's happening in Vancouver, downtown Vancouver, the ritziest communities of Toronto. They are blocking and lobbying against the construction of new affordable housing with the effect of keeping their own property values up at the expense of the poorest people around. Don't you think we could solve some of the poverty and inequality problem if we got governments out of the way and allowed people to build houses?
Absolutely. The key is to find the right balance between the local input into planning processes, so that people who are residents of an area whose largest investment is their home, they have a stake in their ability to see the future of their community, but at the same time, not so much power that they restrict development. This is where the development permit system in Ontario and other provinces might make the most sense, where it brings the planning process up a level,
and
rather than go ahead.
Right. And just while I know some will say, well, this is all municipal and provincial, remember, the same municipal governments that are driving up housing prices are coming to the federal taxpayer asking for more housing dollars. So they think it's a federal issue, or else they wouldn't be bringing it here. We should protect taxpayers and future home buyers by holding governments accountable for how much they're driving up home prices and other costs of opportunity.